Thank you for joining us today for the virtual Sunday service with the Center for Creative Living. CCL, a charter of the Universal Church of the Master, has served and supported the spiritual needs of its community here in the Bay Area for over 20 years.
Good morning, and welcome.
Good morning.
Isn't it amazing to wake up and have it be cold? You know, I was talking to my son who lives in Virginia, and I said, I woke up this morning and it is cold. It's in the 60s. I said, Mom, we're in the 20s. And I said, you in? He says, the East Coast is really getting hot.
Your EPA's in
It's getting slammed. And so, when you're talking to somebody back there, we don't talk about 60s being cold, but
I don't appreciate it.
no, they don't appreciate it at all.
Just like bragging and stuff.
Yeah.
That's a competition you don't want to win.
No. How's your son doing in Syracuse? They're really getting pounded.
Oh, they're up in Utica,
Oh,
and
okay.
they're doing pretty well. They're doing, and I look forward to spending time, and I plan to be there for his birthday.
Oh, good. Yeah, fantastic.
At the end of April.
Yes.
Wow.
Okay. I have better time to go.
Yeah, a lot better time. Good morning. Come on in, please. Welcome.
There's programs right there. So,
Yeah.
you're right.
Yeah.
Oh, great. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, good. And I'm waiting for, Gabrielle will probably be here in a little bit. She's going to be making some announcements for us. A lot of things going on in the world. And every time you hear something that really touches your heart, and we have those, do a blessing, not only for the person or the event, but also for yourself. Because every time you have those hits, it pulls your energy down. So we want to make sure you make it a complete circle. Send out prayer, send out love, send out blessings, and then also bless yourself at the same time, because as we know, our poor caregivers are getting exhausted. And a lot of times because they're not taking time for themselves and to bless themselves. And I know when our wonderful Reverend Dr. Janet here and says, I have to leave, I have a funeral to do, I'm sure. And it's one of those, it is happening so fast with so many different people who are deciding to leave the planet. And every once in a while you wake up, I'm sure, and think, that's not a bad idea. Well, just calm it down. Good morning, Maria.
Good morning.
So I want you all to just put your feet flat on the floor and just get relaxed, because we're going to have our wonderful Reverend Dr. Janet Childs is going to be accompanying me with a meditation. Are you ready, my dear?
Absolutely.
Any announcements anybody has? Okay.
Just one thing, Light of Lights, my friends.
Yes, and that's
December
what,
14th,
and
in person.
And that is so, and you all, did you all get a program? If you don't have a program, how do you know what's happening? Okay. So the program is back there. And, okay. And this is, now, you can Zoom it also, did you say,
Right, we
Janet?
will live stream it also for those that don't feel comfortable going to a public gathering. But our Light of Lights choir will be there. And I see two people in our Light of Lights choir, Tim and Dr. Eileen,
Okay.
that are here today.
Great.
And, of course, Ronnie will be singing with our Light of Lights choir and also doing a wonderful solo.
Wonderful.
And he's not going to tell us what it is.
And James has created a piece just for the Light of Lights.
Yes, it's beautiful.
Oh
He's
my
created a song.
Oh, great.
And what's so amazing is, for those of you that have been with us,
For years.
know that primarily my songs that I've written for Light of Lights over the years. And we're doing James's song, which is new. We're doing a wonderful song. That's another fairly new song. So please join us.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you so very much. Just take a moment and close your eyes. And I want you to follow the sound of my voice as we go to the ocean. So many of you find peace and calmness and connection at the ocean. So as you just visualize yourself, however you see your being leaving your body, you might call that your spirit, your soul. Just see it leaving your body and drifting over to the ocean. And as you go over there, you're going to find that you can see the trees in Boulder Creek. You can see the cars. You can see all the people in their houses. And as you're floating over this place, realize that you have the same view as Creator, that energy of all these beings below you. And each person below you has their own thoughts, dreams, and looking forward to what's coming next. And as you're there, moving forward, you can feel the pull of the ocean, that magnetic energy that moves with the tide. Songs have been written, poetry has been written about the ocean and its energy. And as you get closer there, you can feel it. It feels greater than being on Highway 17, greater than being at work. And just find a bench or a part of the sand that looks warm to just rest. And as you're sitting there, you watch the ocean waves go out. Feel the energy of Creator. And feel the energy of all people in the world who have stepped on the sand here. This sand is carrying the hopes and the dreams of all the people who have walked on it. Right now, you're feeling it, the energy of the world. So for you, send out your energy of love and peace, acceptance and freedom. All of these values that you feel in your heart and in your spirit, just send it out to them. And the waves will wash to the shores of many countries, bringing your joy and your love and your prayers. And when the next wave comes in, it's bringing the same back to you from other people in other lands. And this movement of the waves is the same as the movement of your heart. Each time your heart beats, it's bringing in new blood that has been regenerated. So just watch the waves and feel emotion as you listen to our wonderful Reverend Dr. Janet Childs.
Oh, the waves wash into the shore, and I know I am on this earth, and the beauty that surrounds me fills my heart with joy, fills my heart with joy. All that we have been and all that we will be is caught in this sacred mystery. And oh, the magic of this time is in our hearts forevermore. In our hearts forevermore. All that we have been and all that we will be is within us for eternity, bringing home the light to our world, to our world. Your presence on the earth, washed by the rivers and the shores of time. We need you to be here. Oh, we need you to be here. Oh, when you're standing on the edge of the cliff and you open up your wings to fly, know that you are just that perfect light shining in the sky. Oh, you shine in the sky, and we need you on the earth. Your light, we need you on the earth to realize every moment of every day we hold the light in our unique way. Bring the light you have to your world and yourself, to the world and yourself. You are a shining child of Creator. You are the being that will bring the healing. Never ever give up on yourself. Let the waters cleanse you. Let the light find you. Let the earth fill you. Let the fire ignite you. In this moment of your healing and your life, we need your rainbow light. It's bringing forth your heart to the bring it forth. Bring it forth to the world, to the world. You are enough. You are the one.
That was wonderful. Thank you so very much. And we haven't heard yet from Gabrielle. Okay. We have so many things coming up, as many of you are dealing with, is what do I do for the holidays? And whatever you do for the holidays, keep your cool. Okay? You don't have to argue with anybody about anything. I hear so many people say, I don't want to join my family because they all have a different idea of how I should live my life. No, they just have a different idea on how they want to live their life. And so you just bless them and take a nice deep breath and just, don't get into any disruptive energy because you'll regret it later. Okay. Jan, do you need a cough drop?
No, I have one right in here.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I probably needed it in the middle of the song.
No, that was great. Thank you so very much.
I'm going to stay for the longest I can.
And one of the reasons that I keep wondering where Gabrielle is because she was going to make an announcement about the shooting in Colorado Springs last night.
Would you like me to go find her?
No, that's fine. She is with another group, I'm sure. It was in a LGBTQ bar. And we are sending out our energy for all our brothers and sisters, and this is always such a hard thing when any shooting. But when you're somebody walks into an enclosed place and it's a hate crime, it's always very, very difficult to bring Creator in and handle it within yourself. So just know that as you hear about this more today, just keep every time bless those beings that are leaving the universe. And bless the shooter. It must take an awful lot of fear and pain to do something like that. Well, we're so lucky to have today's speaker. For many of you that have heard our Reverend Joyce Brown speak before, it is amazing. Joyce C. Brown is incredible. I've been lucky to know her half of my life.
Yes.
Isn't there something? Yeah. So we go way back. and to have somebody that you've known for that long and then have them be excited about your church is just been such a delight to have you here.
Yes.
And then I'm going to ask Dr. Eileen, so I don't, after the fact, get ready to do the closing prayer, okay? So it's not quite the shock it usually is when we're closing, and I say, and Dr. Eileen. Joyce, are you ready? And I see you have paper. I never know what that paper says because you come up here and you don't look at it.
Well, not as much as usual.
Not as much as usual.
I know, it's only 3 pages.
Wow.
Wow. Okay, so I probably should be scared at this point, but.
You don't scare us at all. So welcome, Reverend Joyce Brown. Yeah, and Joyce C. I didn't introduce your topic because usually it's not what you say. So
I'll wing it.
Oh, you wing it. Okay. Oh, before I forget, on the top of your program is a number to call for the prayer. Every morning at midnight, I do a prayer, and they're from the different religions, different faiths around the world. And today is United Children's Day that the UN has appointed. So we have a children's prayer for healing. So call this number and have a prayer. You can have it anytime, 24 hours. But just find out that, yes, it's important to bring prayer into your life. And now, here we go.
All right, that way?
Here we go. Well, you can't come this way. They've got me barricaded.
That has meaning, doesn't it?
Yeah, yes, it does. It's to keep somebody from tripping over the cords.
No, it kept us safe. Good morning.
Good morning.
This is Pookie.
Oh, Pookie.
Yeah, well, that's a whole nother side of my life. But I have all kinds of little critters that talk. And Pookie has also traveled with me when I was doing a little traveling various parts of the world. And it was really amazing. I had the most fun time with the flight attendants. They used to bring pillows to prop Pookie up so Pookie could look out the window.
Oh, I love it.
Also brought Pookie extra nuts, drinks.
Lucky Pookie.
Uh-huh. it was quite fun. I said, and sometime I was in first class. It's amazing the dessert Pookie can get. Absolutely, totally amazing. That was that part of my life. Now I'm in this next part of my life on gratitude. And I have a lot to have gratitude for or to be thankful for. You know, you can pick your word for that. It doesn't have to be gratitude, trying to figure out how to work it into your conversation, just to be thankful. Mm-hmm. And I'm thankful for a lot in life. Well, I'm actually thankful for being here. I really am. And I'm thankful for having known Dottie and Corky for as long. I've met family. We just call each other cousins because we haven't figured out the tree on it yet. And I'm thankful for that. I am thankful for so much in my life that I am aware of who I am. And one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself around gratitude is having a sense of who you are. You don't have to be perfect about it. That's too much effort. But just find something about yourself you like. So start with something basic. You know, sometimes we go too far. We want to be that perfect. I haven't known anyone perfect. Okay? And I'm thinking that if I met someone who was perfect, and if I knew what that was, I'd probably wonder, what did they do to get there? So right away, I'm going into a field I don't need to go into. So I stay with the one that says, I like me. I've always told myself that. So when I look in a mirror, I see someone I like. I don't see someone I'm trying to change to fit something, because I've gotten this far and I'm okay. and I like me. I've gotten this far. And so this level that I am in right now in my consciousness, which is what also liking yourself is, being thankful is, gratitude, just those words. Keep it basic. If you want to go fabulous, go for it. I'm serious. You want to be marvelous, go there. Let me tell you, that's a lot of work. But liking myself does not require for me to strive or stride, big steps, to something that I don't want, or I wouldn't be here having these words or sharing these words with you. I'd be out someplace else trying to meet some image that I don't know of anyone who's met. Okay? So start with the basics. Be grateful for the fact that you can look in the mirror and say good morning to yourself without cringing and wondering, why do I look this way and why don't I look that way? Well, you look the way that your body is showing you. And you want to be friends with that body. So you want to be grateful to that body for showing you a face that you recognize. This is all about being aware. The other nice little word for that is that you're conscious. When we spend a lot of time being asleep, isn't that an interesting word, asleep? I didn't think of that word. I would have since said sleeping and been done with it. So when you spend a lot of time sleeping, what do you miss? Most of the world. Because you're not looking at the world, you're looking at yourself and trying to figure out what to do. Come back to gratitude. I am grateful for being who I am. I am grateful for being Joyce C. Brown. And you all done heard all of my Joyce C. Brown stories. I got tons of those. And I learned them from my father because he had tons of them. He was a remarkable man who had a lot of gratitude in his life, but he had to fight hard to just be a man in his life. But he was grateful for who he was, and I am grateful for that because he is still with me. So who he is, who I am, is an extension of my father. His gratitude was one that enabled him to achieve much through the simplest steps. Gratitude tells you, stop being complicated. So if you're going to spend your life being complicated, okay, it's a choice. When you spend your life saying, I need to know what the simple equation is to get to where I want to go, not to where someone else went because that was their journey, bring it back to you and take a look at where you want to go to be yourself. So if you're saying, I want to write, sit down and write something. Set aside a time for you. Give yourself an hour a week. You'll be amazed what you can achieve in an hour in a week. That's it, an hour in a week, just do it. And then you'll discover that you find these extra little minutes creeping in somewhere. You want to do art? For those of you who have that flair, that eye for that, go for it. But it doesn't mean that you're not doing something else. You may have a different kind of position or a job or career that supports you and your family, but it doesn't mean you have to give up everything to achieve one thing. Gratitude is to be thankful that you're doing this for you. You're doing it for you. So if you're doing everything for the world, where are you? I am my world. For those who do not like my world, that's okay. They have that right. It's up to me to like my world, and I like me. I think I'm pretty neat.
Oh, they do too.
Yeah.
We love you.
See? He said, just toss it out there.
Yes.
Just toss it out there. I like being Joyce C. Brown. And for those who just want to call me Joyce, that's fine. I even had some friends call me Brown. We thought that was funny. I don't know why we thought that was funny, but we did. And I said, why do we do that? They said, we don't know. We're just being different. And that's okay. Well, I said, I am brown. I said, that sort of works. And then we laughed some more about that. And then we left it alone because we started to get a little weird even for us at that moment. But gratitude is a beautiful gift to have. It is not complicated. When you say thank you to someone, that's gratitude. Whether the person can receive it or not is up to them. But it is gratitude. I appreciate you. It's gratitude. All of the ways that we express ourselves has meaning. It is discovering what the meanings are for the various people that you talk to, that you share with. I have a brother who calls me on the phone and he says, sis. I said, yeah. His name is Joe. He says, I just want to chat. I said, okay. And this is interesting because this is a brother who has not ever called me before to want to chat. Am I grateful that my brother wants to chat? Yes. Is he grateful that I want to chat too? Yes. That's all. And so we chat for like 3 hours. And you say, what'd you chat about? I said, heck if I know. But we chatted. And this is the same brother that I had not spoken to in that way in a very long time. Because one of the things that he said to me, he said, I won't ever talk about this again. I said, neither will I. And we were both grateful of what he shared about a part of his life of war, loss, those kinds of things. He needed to talk. And then we've never talked about it since. And that's okay. But what do we talk about now? Spontaneous combustion. How is it that someone can be sitting there and catch on fire? I said, I don't know. And he said, sis, I've been studying it. I said, okay. And then he talks about it because he's fascinated by this for whatever reason. And this is a brother who is, 3 years older than me. And then there's a brother that is 3 years older than him. And we're the remaining 3 of the Brown family. Am I grateful? Am I happy? Am I pleased that I have a brother who wants to chat with me? Yes, I am. These are sometimes look like the little small things, but they're not. That there is someone who thinks so much of me that he feels that he can chat with me about anything he wants, and I'm not going to find that odd or strange, or somehow I don't have time. I do. I love to chat. I'm really good with the chat thing. I am. But when I'm not chatting, I'm thinking, I'm writing, I'm sitting quiet. And so everything fits in. Gratitude says, I am aware of who I am. It's important to go in that direction. And then you don't need anyone else to help you to find you because you have taken a few steps to find you. I am thankful to me. I appreciate me. So my daddy said to me, Joyce C, and I said, yes, Daddy. And I always said, yes, Daddy. I was a little kid. I had figured it out. And he said, don't ever bow your neck so somebody can put their foot on it. And I said, okay, Daddy. And I have never bowed my neck so someone can put their foot on it. It costs jobs. It costs friends. It costs. But I refuse to bow my neck so somebody can put their foot on it. I never saw my father bow his neck when he was facing 2 policemen with their hands on their guns getting ready to kill him, sitting in front of his wife and his 10 children. And my father stood up to go get his gun, and they did this. And my mother said, now Brown. And he sat down. But he didn't bow his neck. He simply looked that direction. Because to look them in the eye, they would have killed him. But he didn't bow his neck to fear. 2 men with guns coming to a black home, sharecropper's home, afraid, and was prepared to kill him out of fear. So I'm watching this and I'm discovering what it means not to bow my neck. And I got to see him do some other things around not bowing his neck as I grew up. And I learned the most amazing lesson, how to hold on to your dignity and to be in gratitude to yourself for doing that means that you do not sacrifice yourself to someone else's fear. You do not sacrifice yourself to someone else's fear. It's very important that you have a good sense. You don't have to have the best sense in the world. Just have a good one that you can move through this and you can learn from it and you can share it with someone else, because my dad always talked to me. He was proud of me. I went to school because of my father. He was grateful to me for going to school because he didn't get to go to school. 3rd grade as far as he went, because he had to go to the fields to make money, 50 cents to $1 a day maybe. He asked me, he said, have you Zerned? Oh, you went to Zern, Joyce C? Caught me right there. And I said, no, Daddy. All he said was, well then. So I went back to university. And I yearned for my father. And I faced a lot of bigotry and racism, but I did not bow my neck. And they didn't know what to do with me. I knew what to do with me. I was Joyce C. Brown. See, I didn't need approval. I just needed to be grateful to myself, grateful to my father, and grateful to the fact that I listened to him and paid attention, and grateful for the fact that I kept going. And I really did it for him, but I come to find out that I actually enjoyed it myself. But I also did it because it enabled me to teach other students at the university. I became blacklisted by black professors and white professors for teaching black students black history. Okay, you got to go with that. And at the time, Equal Opportunity Program blacklisted me also. But did we bow our neck? The students and I didn't. They came to my apartment. They taught them there. Did I help them to write papers so they could come out of the D plus category to the Bs and the B pluses? Yes, I did. Why? Because I had gratitude working for me. They had gratitude working for them. You can go back in your life and find those moments. Do it and take a look at it and see what you learned from it. And then pass it on. Even if you write a poem. Knowing Janet, she'll sing. You can do all of that. You can use it. Teach it to someone else that you know is coming along and look at them. You do not have to fight the whole battle. Just pick a piece. I learned how to pick the pieces. I learned how to be myself and to be thankful for myself and be grateful for being Joyce C. That if I allow someone else to name me and to take away from me, then they take away my gratitude. And when you start to lose your gratitude, you're losing a big part of yourself because you can't find anything about yourself that you are grateful for or thankful for. You lose your own grace in life. Grace is a lovely word. It's a beautiful word. And I've met far too many individuals that do not have a sense of their own grace. They're looking for stuff. They're looking to be like someone else. Well, heck, I have enough going on being me. So now I'm going to look at all these images of these various individuals, and I want to be them. Why? Because when you look in the mirror, you don't like what you see. I like me. I talk to me all the time. Sometimes I start laughing. We both laugh. It's amazing. I have a really good time because I know that I like me and I like my conversation. I don't need someone to make me a person. I got that covered. So when I'm talking to someone, I just want to talk to you because I like you. And also because most of the people I knew was just a little weird, and I really enjoy that too. I have fun with conversation because I am grateful for the world that there are so many diverse individuals that I can spend time with, who can spend time with me, and I am thankful for that. Gratitude, thankfulness, grace, they all go together. Just remember that you are the one that's going to make the difference in your life. You can walk through a lot of doors feeling that you can do anything, or you can walk through many doors and you can't finish getting through the door before you back out again. You start, but you come out because you don't believe in yourself. To be in gratitude is to believe in yourself. I believe in me. I also know what not to do. See, that goes along with gratitude. You have to know what not to do. You know not to do that. And yet, why? Because you're not being yourself. You're trying to be like someone else. So when a young girl said to me, I actually was talking to her and I said, you're 16 and you're hanging out with the guy who comes down here from the Air Force Base to hang out with the girls in Santa Barbara because we heard the word is out that you all are easy. She told me she knew what she was doing. The next thing I heard, she's pregnant. And the fact is, she wanted to be liked. This was not about I've met the guy of my life and all of that stuff. She wanted to be liked. And so for me to say to her, think about what you are doing and give some thought to the fact that you have some choices here. But the group she was with, all of them wound up in some degrees of parenting because she had to be with that group and to be accepted and to be liked. That is not changed. That is still going on. So something is missing in being able to share with how to come about liking yourself. Doesn't mean that you give over who you are, wanting that to become something. That's not how it works from what I figured out. So gratitude is a journey. It's a personal journey, is what it is. It really is. It's getting to know yourself. A simple practice. Look in the mirror and find something about yourself you like. See, most people do really some serious criticism in that mirror business. Right? Because I've noticed I'm getting more silver, but I'm okay there. I noticed it yesterday. I said, wait a minute. I said, this is more silver. And I said, that's okay though. I discovered that I liked it.
Yes.
I do. And then, but I did have this little sneaky thought that says, well, you could go to Julie and she could dye it. Julie is someone who trims my hair. I decided to keep it short instead of locking it and going to all the other stuff I went to. And I said, you're kidding me? I said, I'm going silver like my dad. Get out of here. So that part of me, I kicked it out. Look in your personal mirror and find one thing about yourself you like. Not 2, not 5, not 10. Just one. And don't question it. Don't challenge it. Don't try to find something else other than that. Or say, well, it would be better if I did this or if I did that. Just one thing. For you to be able to look in your mirror and find one thing about yourself, you will discover that you like you more than you think you do. And that you care about you more than you think you do. And that you are not someone else's perceptions of you or how they see you. None of that. That is not you. That's their view. So the next time you find yourself thinking that if I put on more of this, or if I did this, or if I wore this, or if I trimmed my hair and did all these kinds of things, make sure you're doing it because that's what you want. Not so you can fit in, not so you can look like everyone else or be like everybody else. Do it because it's you. When I locked my hair, I did it because I wanted to try it. I had it locked for years. And then when I went to trim it, the lady said to me, are you sure? She couldn't handle it because I had them down there. They were way down there. And so I said, yeah. And she cut them off and I had no hair. I felt really good though. I said, okay. I said, I'm into this. And then I discovered that I liked wearing my hair short. I had gone through a lot of phases of having it long, having it waved, all kinds of stuff you do. I just tried it out to see if I liked it. I liked it and then I stopped liking it. And that was okay. It was still my choice. So I don't care if it's your hair, your shoes, what you want to have for dinner. Let it be your choice. This is the other thing about gratitude. It builds confidence. It really does. It's one of the most simplest words that we know. And I have a whole bunch of paper.
And you've got 3 minutes.
Oh, what heck? Shoot, I could just take over the world in 3 minutes.
I know you can.
First you have to find your glasses. Okay, the power of gratitude is gifts given without expecting a gift in return. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's it, I'm done.
I love the papers you bring up. You know?
So you should write a book of all the papers.
Yeah.
Well, I read a sentence.
Yeah, she could write a book of things I wish I'd said behind the pulpit.
Oh, you forgot Pookie. Oh, you forgot Pookie.
Did I forget?
Here, I'll get the.
Oh my God.
Thank you.
See, I think Pookie was like being on camera. Well, Pookie said it's about time she left.
Well, Pookie loves being on camera and shows off Pookie's earrings.
Right, well, that was great.
Yes.
Corky, who do we have on Zoom?
Well, we have, oh my gosh, we have Annie, Chinley, Kevin Fisher, Laura Overman, Mel, Ruth, Sky, Trish, and then we have Sue Beth, and Lorna, and Lois, and Douglas. We have
Wow.
Oh, thank you.
And then, so we have, Chinley said, bravo, what a powerful story. And AHC, that's Annie, thank you. And Ruth is, this is everything. I love the sermon. And Annie is, and I'm grateful for you, Joyce. And a beautiful unburdening of the soul, that was Lorna. And we need a book of Joyce C. Brown stories. Suggest that.
Okay.
Grateful is running a theme for Lois and everybody else. Just good morning and all, and Ruth love Cookie. Okay.
I love Cookie. I like that. And Gabrielle, can we grab you while you're coming in the door? People need to know what's coming up for the holidays. Okay.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Welcome to the Billy DeFranco LGBTQ Community Center. We are going to be open for the holidays, Thanksgiving Day and Christmas Day from noon to 3. Everyone is invited. You can bring food. It is potluck, but if you don't have anything to bring, don't worry about it. We usually end up with a lot of food. And sorry about that. So the other thing is on New Year's Day, we have convinced Dottie, our Reverend Dottie Boone, to do predictions for 2023. And then at noon, our in-house DJ is going to come in and we're going to have a party for the new year with our new predictions of goodness knows what. You know what I mean? It's a tough one. So on another level, over there in the corner, today is November 20th. It is the Transgender Day of Remembrance. And what it is, it's remembering all the transgender folks who've been murdered in the last year. It is part of a global movement to bring awareness to the fact that the most marginalized group of people, transgender folks, especially those transgender folks of color, are murdered the most, and traditionally the police do not hunt down the murderer. It usually is the partner,
which means there needs to be so much more services around domestic violence and abuse issues. Now, in San Jose Police Department is making a statement that they are committed to finding the murderers of our transgender folks like they do everybody else. So that is a positive thing in our area.
Very good.
The other thing that happened last night, there was a mass shooting in Colorado Springs of LGBTQs. And 5 people died and 18 were injured. And so we are going to have a rally in the front of the building at 5 o'clock today to remember them. We're bringing flowers and artificial lights. And we will have some kind of memorial service. So if you want to come back at 5 o'clock in the front of the building, we will remember them. These are very strange times. You know, what I'm finding, especially in Santa Clara County, you know, the upper echelons are very supportive of marginalized people. They support people of color, they support immigrants, they support the LGBTQ plus community, they support our transgender, non-binary folks. But when you walk down the street, it's the regular folks that express the racism, the sexism against women, and also and homophobia and transphobia, and also people who don't fit in. People with different abilities are targeted by the regular folks on the street. So I keep telling people, yes, it's nice that our supervisors and our mayors and our council people and our police chiefs and sheriff and all of these people support us, you know, even everybody who is higher up. But they don't know what it's like to walk into Walgreens, to walk down the streets where people are poor. They don't know what it's like to have people be disdainful, brush against you, have this attitude in the workplace. Who are you to be promoted as a woman, as a person of color, as an openly LGBTQ person, as a trans person? Who are you to be a manager or a CEO? Who are you? You know, there's this attitude that has been evolving more and more on the ground level. And so I just want people to know how difficult it is to be a marginalized person. You know, you can't go everywhere. I feel safer at City Hall, you know, when I'm speaking to City Council, because I know I have their support. But when I'm walking down the street, you know, especially downtown late at night, it feels creepy. And people treat me in a creepy way. And so I can't go everywhere and feel the fully blossomed Gabrielle that I am. I am much safer here at the Billy DeFrank Center, as are all marginalized people. And that's something for all of us to think about. How can we make everywhere safe? And that's really the challenge that every justice fighting group has. We have to start at the top with legislation, but then that legislation has to translate back down on the street and in the stores where poor people shop. You know, really, that's where you see if legislation really works and has worked and has trickled down. So that's my fabulous message. Thank you.
You didn't mention food.
I beg your pardon?
I said you didn't mention food.
There's food here.
We were wanting to-
Thank you, Jonathan.
Yes. And Farima, our wonderful Zoroastrian speaker, Farima, who is going to be speaking in December, her village is being bombed. And she is losing family and friends in her village of where she came from. And she is, no, she is from Iran. And so there is things that are going on that we don't know about, that we don't hear about. And she's asking for everybody to put us in our prayers. And so, Dr. Eileen, when you get a chance, please, we'll put Farima in. This is a time that we pass the basket. Mary, are you going to pass the basket?
I'm going to pass that basket.
Yeah, okay. And you have envelopes that you can put donations in. And if you haven't been here before, put your name on the envelope. We'd really appreciate it. And so as the basket is being passed, we're going to have a transition from me behind the podium to Dr. Eileen behind the podium. And if right now you don't have funds, as Maria is showing, if you don't have the funds, just put your hand over the basket and bless the basket, okay? Thank you.
Well, almost good afternoon, everyone. And, it is always so nice to come in here, and there is nothing. See, Joyce C. Brown, to me, the C does stand for cousin. We've done a little bit of backtracking. It's like, oh yeah, we're related. We're not exactly sure the names of the people, but there's enough closeness. It's like, okay, this family member, oh yeah, we're ballparking it.
Yeah.
And, whenever you speak, Joyce, you remind me of, the relationship that I had with my father. Mm. And one of the things that my daddy told me, we never left the house without my father looking at us and saying, remember who you are.
Yes.
And for the longest time, I thought that he was ego tripping about us being Augustines. And that meant, oh, he's telling me I have to represent him well. I have to do this for him so he looks good. And it wasn't until I was older that I realized, no, he was telling me, remember who you are, because there's a lot of people who try to make you forget.
Yes.
And that's not saying that they're bad people. It's saying that they've still got some work to do. And I've still got some work to do. But I can always keep that in mind to be, as Shakespeare said, this above all, to thine own self be true.
Mm-hmm. You want to bless the basket?
Yes. Well, and let us do our affirmation of giving. You can find it on your program, on the back. Giving to the ministry, from which I receive my spiritual support and nurturing, is an affirmation in consciousness of the truth that spirit is the prospering power enriching every area of my life. And so it is.
So it is.
So, after hearing this amazing talk, reminding us about gratitude, reminding us that it is, in fact, when we do not expect something back, that we do not demand, okay, universe, prove that you love me. I want this, and I want this, and I want this, and I want this. And if it doesn't happen in that way, what's up with you? But in truth, Spirit always gives us what we need, even if it's not what we want.
Yes.
And I personally am grateful for the fact that my Creator knows the difference between what I want and what I need, even when I don't. So everyone take a nice deep breath in and let it out. Think of your version of your Creator. And I want you to picture sitting in front of that being right now with them smiling at you. Dear, blessed, and wonderful Creator, we thank you for this day, and we thank you for our lives. We thank you for the blessing and miracle of each and every moment and each and every breath. We thank you for the blessing of this community and this place that offers safety and comfort, compassion and understanding, encouragement and empowerment. Creator, we thank you for all those who make changes in the world, whether they be large or whether they be small. And we especially thank you for those times when you give us the chance to be that person, even if it's just to wish someone a good day or to tell them you're sorry for what they're going through. Because, Creator, we know you give us, each and every one of us, a gift that no one else in this universe can share. And you did that on purpose, because you wanted to make sure that we each appreciate our gifts and that we know we need to share them, because otherwise the entire universe is missing. That's your way of showing us we all matter. And Creator, we know that sometimes really, really hard things happen, really, really sad things happen, really, really infuriating things happen. And sometimes we wonder, is somebody really paying attention? And you show us every single day that there is not one of us that you are not paying attention to, that we are each and every one of us your favorite child. And that even though hard things happen, your will never take us where your grace will not sustain us and protect us. Creator, we thank you for the hard things that happen because they remind us of how important our own choices are. They remind us that even though we may be grieving loss, even though we think that things don't make sense, that you are always there to hold us and remind us that you would never leave us alone, not even in our darkest moment. And that no matter how low we feel, no matter how bad we feel about things that we may have done or choices we may have made, you never love us an ounce less. You always believe in us. Creator, thank you so much for that. And even those who make these choices, we know you love them too. Creator, thank you for teaching us to love one another. Thank you for reminding us how important it is for us to love ourselves. Thank you for being our best friend. And Creator, whatever it means to you, we hope you have a wonderful day. For all your creation to the next 7 generations and beyond. Aho matakwe asin, ago, by earth, sea, and sky. Namaste, shalom, assalamu alaikum, blessed be, and amen.
What a wonderful morning. Thank you all so very much. We couldn't have done it without you. Okay? It's great to have you coming in. Please think about what you're doing for Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's and know that there is a place here that you can join. And I want each one of you to think about the gratitude and go home and look in the mirror. And be grateful you're here, because that's what it's all about. Thank you very much for joining us. Don't forget to pick up some food on your way home, and have a beautiful week. Thank you. Thank you very much. And we also have books in the back if you want to look and, okay. Thank you, Mary. Thank you for passing the basket. Thank you.